What is all this money doing? Oh my God. Oh, I got one. A very warm welcome to the show. My name is James. All about today, the Three Gorges, all about China, the situation happening around. And without further ado, let's go into a very exciting episode on Tuesday, the 12th of October, 2021. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's do it. Okay, first of all, let's have a look at the weather for you. And you can see that the Typhoon Lionrock, I thought it was Lionhead, has sort of drifted away and moving up north, but not a typhoon anymore, just very strong winds, which is going to hit the east coast today, tomorrow, Ningbo, Hangzhou, and Shanghai. And then after that, not too sure. Three Gorges Dam for mostly part of this week. For Thursday, you can see at the moment, pretty quiet, but there are some smaller weather fronts coming in from the southwest, but I would say nothing to write home about. Let's have a look at the levels for you for today. Now, the graph here is not showing in English, but I can tell you that the Three Gorges Dam is down a little bit, 171.71. Chongqing is up at 173.97. Yingchang, 43.65. And Wuhan is down at 22.56. Yingchang is at a steady level. The inflow and outflow of the Three Gorges Dam, the outflow is 13,700 and the inflow is 17,500. Now, I did have a little conversation with an engineer from Beijing last night. I really didn't know he was an engineer, and his father basically was one of the people who was building the dam, which I found fascinating, but he didn't really want to talk about it so much, so respect to this guy. But what he did say as an engineer, and is fascinated by, you could say, dams and so big constructions, is that all the modern dams, in other words, from the 21st century, do have a warning system on them. So if any situation, because they have sensors all over the place, now this is according to a Chinese engineer, they have sensors all over the place. So if something happens, an alarm will go off and it will be responded to. It was actually nice to speak to someone in China. Obviously, he did speak English as an engineer. He's not a dam engineer, but he just, you could say, a civil engineer, construction, buildings, etc. To actually find someone interesting. I am going to have a chat with him tomorrow as well, tomorrow evening, my time. So I just wonder how much information I can get from him. Everything is done in a secure way, and I'm not going to overstep the mark at all. So why was I showing all this money a little bit earlier on? Well, it's sort of related to this, what we're going to talk about, and more a little bit later on. This is an article, and to be very honest, I can't remember where I got it from. Among more than 400 suspended mining operations, 60 were coal producing. China is experiencing crippling electricity shortages, reportedly caused by coal shortages and record high prices, which have prompted authorities to order increased coal production elsewhere in the country. Why is this happening, and how is this related to the Three Gorges Dam? Well, the Three Gorges Dam is an energy producer. It was meant to produce energy for 100 million people, and at the moment, as an article said a couple of weeks ago, or 10 days ago, was 5.4 million. And because of these rolling blackouts in China, any kind of energy source they're going to be using to the maximum. So the gates are not open as of this morning of the Three Gorges Dam. And what they're doing, even though it is at 171, which is usually when the gates are open, is that they're turning that water into energy so more people can have electricity. So hence, this is why I would suspect that the Three Gorges hasn't got the sluice gates open, because that's flood control. It's trying to produce more energy so the people can have power. It's possibly the most logical reason we can come up with. Related to Hong Kong and Typhoon Lionrock, we have this headline. Hong Kong Observatory cancels all typhoon signals as winds ease and tropical storm now, so that's a D-grade, moves away from the city. And we can move to a picture to see what's happened in Hong Kong. And we can read about it a little bit as well, like this. Lasting 22 hours, Lionrock became the single longest number 8 typhoon since 1978. My God, I was only 10 years old. At 5 a.m. on Saturday, Lionrock was centered about 610 kilometers southwest of Hong Kong. Forecasters cancelled all typhoon signals on Sunday afternoon as winds and rain that had battered Hong Kong over the weekend eased and tropical storm Lionrock moved further away from the city. And the Hong Kong Observatory announced the move at 2:20 p.m. and said local winds were moderating significantly. Earlier, the first number 8 alert of the year was lowered after being in force for more than 24 hours. And here you can see some more pictures of and one satellite image of what it was like in Hong Kong. Related to the weather in mainland China, here's an article. China floods, a bus falls into river as heavy rain destroys homes. We can read this. And I'm not going to talk about the bus, but it destroyed many homes. And this is about 265 kilometers southwest of Beijing. Authorities in Hebei province said in a social media post that 37 of the 51 people have been rescued in the bus, etc. In neighboring Shaanxi province to the west, flooding has forced more than 120,000 people to leave their homes, destroying 17,000 and damaging 190,000 hectares of farmland. 190,000, that's a big deal. About 1.75 million have been affected by in total in Shaanxi by floods caused by heavy rain that reached levels almost 4 times the usual monthly average. Okay, let's go into some of the comments for today. This one is from John E. Another good place for good information is on YouTube is China in Focus. Yes, John, thank you very much. I do watch it occasionally, and the host is called Tiffany. And most of the time, I think it's a very credible source. Sometimes I'm not too sure, because they may have a person on who's Chinese and they get it translated, but you can't see the person. Okay, fair enough. But it can be sometimes quite suspect. But in general, yeah, I would say it's a good source of information. It's reliable. They do have lots of videos. And so if you want to find out more about the daily news in China, it's a good place to go. Just type in China in Focus on YouTube. I do believe it's on some TV networks as well. This was an interesting topic from Wendy. Is it safe for people who are not English-speaking residents to remain in China? I have heard that China is preparing for a situation and feeling of not belonging. Related to the education system, they have cut down on private teaching. So the teachers in China, let's say someone from America or England, for example, they can only teach in a private school or a public school, what they're paid to do so, but they can't do any extra curriculum activity. The extra curriculum is the big bucks. They can get up to sometimes like $600, just under $100 per hour to teach a group of children, you could say privately. What's happened with that is it's all being cut, and it feels like in certain areas, yes, they are not so welcome. You have to sort of remember, why did a lot of, you could say, foreigners come into Asia in the 70s and the 80s? Basically, it was to train. I came to China to become a DJ, so a specialized skill, or as a DJ, as a specialized skill. But you train locals how to get the atmosphere going because they didn't have that skill knowledge at the time. It's always something to remember. If you do live overseas, why are you there? You have a specialized skill, and basically you're training the locals. And the sort of award, and the last comment I got is from Australia, always censored. G'day from Oz. Been wondering for a while, perhaps China cash flow cannot pay for Oz coal, using politics as an excuse not to pay. Hence, this is why I did all the videos related to this, the spondoolies, the greenback, the cash. It feels like China is running out of money. Now, this is my kind of like logical thinking. Way back in October, Alibaba, they did a little bit of a mistake, and the CCP came down on them heavily, like a ton of bricks. And the fine was something like $30 billion, which is a bucket load of money, all going to the CCP. Didi is the taxi company like Uber in China, same kind of thing. Celebrities now who've been hiding their tax or doing offshore accounts, like most of the government really in China, is claiming the money back. So they seem to be grasping at big companies all around China, getting some money to support China. So it feels like that it is running out of money, but it's not really a problem, because what will actually really happen is that they will just print extra money. Even though China in the big cities is relatively a cashless society, they use things like Alipay. Again, it's like Apple Pay. So this is, yeah, maybe they don't have enough cash, so they make up an excuse and do this. And this relates also to the rolling blackouts that they have at the moment in, I think it, as we said, 9 provinces out of 37. That brings us to a close. Thank you, as always, for your time. Hopefully I am back here tomorrow, round about the same time and same place. If you want to make sure you don't miss a show, you just go to Twitter and join my program there. Go to my membership program on YouTube, hit the notifications and like and subscribe. Do check if you have subscribed and hit notifications, because for sometimes, and I don't know the reason why, it gets switched off. And just check it once in a while, that will be fine. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a blessed day, and see you on the 13th on Wednesday, tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.